The Game Awards is in a few months, and many are anticipating that is when the final DLC character in the Fighter's Pass will be revealed. So, I've come up with a list of characters who I think it might be based on this event alone. Characters with games that were featured at the show last year, characters with games that might get a heavy spotlight this year, and characters with just an overall wide appeal that many gamers will be hyped over. So without further ado, as Dasky says, let's do this shit. Let's start out the worst case scenario, or the best case, depending on what you think of this game. I can totally see this happen, even though nothing would come of it at all. The Astral Chain protagonist, or the character known as Akira Howard, the character whom you don't choose gets that name. For some reason, there are no Astral Chain spirits that have been patched into the game, but there is Demon X Machina Spirits, which is a game published by Nintendo that released at a later date than Astral Chain. It would definitely be a letdown of a last character choice, but considering that Astral Chain will have a presence at the Game Awards, it shouldn't be a complete surprise. Astral Chain will likely be nominated for a few awards. And considering that the Game Award takes place in early December, and oftentimes, games are nominated for awards they don't quite deserve, it's known as the Big Video Game Christmas Catalog. And Akira would be DLC for no other reason than to advertise, not the actual game the DLC belongs to, which is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but Astral Chain. Does that sound nonsensical already? It's what Sakurai does. He thinks that with every character that appears in Smash Bros., its game magically skyrockets in sales. The other characters should at least make more sense than that. There are two characters that have starred in games that have been revealed at last year's Game Awards, and are very likely going to get nominated for awards this year. They are Crash Bandicoot and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat 11. Two characters with a wide appeal, two characters that likely have exposed millions of gamers to the respective characters' newest games. Among the newly revealed games last year at the Game Awards, these are the only two that are from already existing IPs, with established main characters, and have tens of millions of copies sold. I also considered an Assassin's Creed character, however, they have different protagonists with each game and we already have a character like that in the DLC. I have three other possibilities. Well no, it's actually two. Because Lara Croft doesn't exist, and if she did, it would go against the graces of our mighty influencers. So there is no such thing as the most successful female video game character, and Square Enix doesn't make anything but RPGs. How exciting. But with that said, we have Ryu Hayabusa and Leon from the Resident Evil series. Leon is hands down the face of Resident Evil, which is the highest-selling Japanese series that has yet to be in Smash Bros. Definitely big in the States, gamers in general know who he is, and he would certainly be a welcome addition. Ryu Hayabusa isn't as known. There are many ways to gamers to know about him, so he'd still draw some hype, albeit not as much as Resident Evil. He'd be cool, of course. There are also characters like Robert Morgan or the GTA 5 protagonists. They would definitely create buzz and lots of gamers know who they are, but don't really expect them. So those are 5 characters to anticipate being revealed at the Game Awards. As always, I hope they put on a great show this year.